told me I was holding him back. So while he was away with his mistress, I moved out, took the receipts, and left divorce papers on the counter. Now I'm thriving, and he's begging for a second chance. When you've built your life around someone, it takes a specific kind of moment to wake you up. Mine was a whispered conversation I wasn't meant to hear, and a calendar alert that changed everything. For a bit of background, my name is Melissa, and I've been with Eric for almost 7 years, married for 4. We met in college. He was the classic dreamer type, always talking about his big plans, his startup ideas, the book he was definitely going to finish one day. Meanwhile, I was the practical one, the planner, the one with the color-coded Google Calendar and emergency savings account. We made it work somehow. I'd cover rent when his freelance gigs dried up. I bought the car we shared, I did the taxes. But I believed in him, you know? I thought I was investing in our future, that once his big break hit, we'd finally be partners in the truest sense. Spoiler alert, I was wrong. The cracks started showing around year 5. Eric became more irritable, less grateful. He started referring to my job, project manager at a mid-sized consulting firm, as boring but reliable, with a smirk that made my blood simmer. He'd say things like, some people chase dreams, some people make Gantt charts, and I'd laugh along like it didn't hurt. But I still believed, until last month. I came home early from work. Our team got let out after a surprise all-hands, and when I walked in, I heard Eric on the phone in our bedroom. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I froze when I heard my name. She's just so safe, you know? Comfortable. It's like I'm stuck living in beige. I need fire, passion, not spreadsheets and meal preps. I felt like I'd been slapped. I backed away from the door, heart hammering. My dinner bag slipped from my hand, and he heard the clatter. He came out of the room a second later, phone pressed to his chest, pretending like nothing happened. "Hey babe, you're home early," he said, too casual, too bright. I didn't confront him that night. I just nodded, microwaved my food, and chewed while my brain spun at 1,000 RPM. The next morning, I checked his calendar while he was in the shower. Shared Google Calendar, he never bothered to hide it. There it was. Networking event at Alara Lounge, 7 p.m., a dot. A name I didn't recognize. I decided to follow him. I've never done anything like that before in my life, but something inside me had cracked. And once something cracks, the only question is whether you patch it or break it wide open. Alara Lounge is one of those rooftop places with overpriced cocktails and velvet ropes that make regular people feel like VIPs. I showed up in a trench coat and flats, parked 2 blocks away, and waited. At 6:57, Eric arrived, looking like someone I hadn't seen in months. Collared shirt, his nicest shoes, a spritz of cologne he only wore for special occasions. He wasn't dressed for a networking event. He was dressed for a date. And then she appeared. Her name, I later learned, was Ariel. She was everything I wasn't. Tall, effortless, boho chic. And they kissed hello. Not a polite peck. A kiss that said they'd done it before, and then they disappeared into the building. I didn't cry, I didn't scream, I didn't even feel surprised. Just a hollow, bone-deep confirmation of what I'd been denying for months. That night, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling and made a list. Because when you're with a man who's betrayed you, and you've spent years being the foundation of his life, you don't just leave, you plan. Over the next few weeks, I became a shadow version of myself.